Pre-M asked the question, is he going to die? I still find it hard to say. The family, they can't afford the operation. Oh, one other point. We asked about philhealth, and indigenous tribe health policies, because indigenous tribes are covered. However, they're not for this operation. Convenient, isn't it? And philhealth only contribute 20,000 peso. Which, Pre-M is 38 years of age, he's been working since he's 14. He's been contributing towards philhealth for all that time. And when he needs money from philhealth, the maximum they'll give him is 20,000. Doesn't add up, does it really? Doesn't add up. So, once again, there's that lovely global phenomenon called medical insurance, which is supposed to turn around and help. It only covers half the outgoing patient medication, but if you turn around when you have the operation, it only covers you 20,000 out of 250, and it only covers you 20% of the doctor's fees. So you have to turn around and choose which one you want to use your philhealth on. Yeah. But anyway, while I was standing there with Annie at the billing department, there was a foreigner come in for an injection, and they turned around and said to him, is he on medical, is he, philhealth, does he have medical insurance? So he gave his medical insurance. Lo and behold, not covered in the Philippines to use that travel insurance policy in the Philippines. Yeah. Found that bizarre. So he had to stump up 40,000 peso to have one injection. Don't know what the injection was for. Maybe it was cortisone, maybe it was something else like that. But he was from Europe, and his European insurance policy didn't cover him here. He had to pay it and then claim it back. The good old adjective of medical profession. Yeah, you can get good medical advice here, you can get good medical, but you've got to pay for everything. And that's one of the reasons I don't turn around and take any medical insurance from any company in the Philippines or abroad, because all medical is worked out on cash. So I have a credit card and I use the credit card. That gets me out of the hospital, because there's horror stories about people in the Philippines being kept in their room until they paid the bill. But there's a new one now, and I found that one yesterday. We would have to pay 50% of the doctor's fee and the hospital fee up front. But before we could go in, you need to put 180,000 peso on the table for them to even turn around and let you in a room, look at you, or do anything. Life matters, but not if you're in a hospital. Anyway, so I went down to SPMC today. Marklar and Priam can go into SPMC, and they will turn around and do another biopsy, another test, and they can do the operation. Now what I found interesting though today was that SPMC and Mati, so Mati is a city over in Davao Oriental, and they have a policy that is linked into SPMC, so Southern Philippines Medical Center, which is the largest hospital in Mindanao, that the operation that Priam is looking to get is free, but only if you live in Mati. I said to the lady today in the hospital, I don't understand it. So if you live at Melita, it's not free because the council in Melita haven't signed up to this medical practice or medical governance, but Mati has, which I find crazy. And the other thing I found quite interesting was the doctor that does the operation, Mr. Garcia, lives in Mati, and the doctor that is at this hospital here who's done the biopsy on Priam has practices in Mati, Tagum and Davao. It just gets more bizarre, doesn't it? Anyway, so but Marklar and Priam, they're going to go to the Avensis hospital over in Toril. They're going to start the process again, but as I turned around and said to Marklar, 2 years ago you had the lump in your throat, you relied on medication and prayer for it to abate. That hasn't worked. 2 years later, Priam's got not one lump now, but he's got two, which means 2 lumps will multiply into 4, hopefully not, and Priam will then have this thyroid in his throat that he needs to get rid of. But you need to get rid of it, otherwise it will turn around and just continue to grow in his throat. Now, the other side of it was that we're waiting for those results to come back when Marklar is coming in September, which is this month. Let's see what the comparison is between the hospital here in Davao or the hospital in Davao, which is called the Avensis Hospital, which is at Toril. Before I started this vlog, I looked up how many doctors were qualified in Davao City to perform the thyroid endoscopy removal, which is taking everything out, and there are only three doctors. So I think those 3 doctors go between all the hospitals, and let's see what happens. But sad day yesterday, very emotional. I don't usually post vlogs like this because it brings a lump to my throat, and my father passed away through evasive cancer 13 years ago. He went into a hospital to turn around and have the operation, but he had a stroke, which meant he was very weak. They couldn't operate on him, and by the time that he got his strength back, the cancer was the size of a watermelon, and it had latched onto his kidneys, his liver and his spine, and they wouldn't operate. They put my father on an ELP, end of life plan. So brings back a lot of memories for me, and yeah, sad times really. But I'll keep you in touch and I'll let you know what's going on. Marklar and Priem don't want me to help financially. They turned around and told Annie that. Let's see whether in 3 or 4 weeks' time they come and ask. Hope they do.